Welcome to Childhood Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia, where we re-examine some of the most influential media from our youth in order to answer the question, tragic or nostalgic? I'm your host, Pia LaPlaca, joined by my co-host,
Maggie Keating.
Hey Maggie, what's up?
Hey Pia. Welcome back.
We're back for another episode of the pod, here to talk about the one, the only,
Avalon High. We're so excited today.
This is the Arthurian classic cinematic masterpiece of a Disney Channel original movie. And we love this shit. We're so excited that we got to rewatch it and talk about it today.
And we have some thoughts for you guys.
We really do. One thing I wanted to add is a new segment in our podcast that I think we talked about before, but I didn't know if we, I don't think we did last time. But it's nostalgic news.
Yeah.
Cue news intro song. This is just like fun news from like what the stars are up to at the moment.
So first up in our nostalgic news, looks like the Wizards of Waverly Place people have started a podcast. I'm sure you've heard about it. I think that's been circulating pretty heavy in the news.
Yeah.
I think it's the person who played Harper and the dad, which is such an interesting combination.
It really is.
Yeah.
I know. And then another podcast that's coming for our brand is Ned's Declassified Pod, which are like the three actors who were like the three main actors in that show.
I loved them so much.
I did too. And I listened to the first episode. I haven't listened to the Wizards of Waverly Place one yet, but I did listen to the first episode of Ned's, and it was just, I loved it.
Incredible.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
So we're supporting our homies, shouting them out.
Yeah.
Hope they'll do the same.
They won't. And other news, Vanessa Hudgens was recently engaged. I forgot to who.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not Austin Butler is all I know.
It's definitely not. No.
L.
Anyways, we wish her the best. Thank you, Vanessa, for listening to the podcast.
We know you're a big fan.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
And we hope you have a great marriage to whoever it is that you are marrying.
Yeah, so let's hop right into Avalon High.
Yeah, let's start off with some facts.
Fun facts.
First fact is that this movie premiered on the Disney Channel on November 12th, 2010.
I cannot believe it was 2010.
That was 13 years ago.
That was not 13 years ago.
Almost 13
Whoa!
years ago.
Oh my god.
I guess like it was like more like 12, but
yeah, that's crazy.
Whatever.
And the movie was adapted from the Meg Cabot novel of the same title, but the two are. I
until I
remembered about it, but I like never read it when I was a kid.
Same author of The Princess Diaries,
which is also so
iconic
cool.
Classic.
Yeah, what a queen.
And this movie, however, was written by Julie Sherman-Wolfe and Amy Talkington, two very cool, very fun gals, and directed by Stuart Gillard, who I also directed Twitches and Hatching Pete.
You know I love Twitches.
And I'm literally obsessed with him. I love that he did
these are classics.
I feel like there is so much crossover in the Disney Channel world.
Yeah.
And I just want to know all about it. And so I put as many little fun facts as I can.
Before we get started about this movie, I wanted to say I thought the cinematography was actually great in this movie. Like, I thought this movie was so pretty. Like, look, like the sun. There was so much just sunshine and like pretty water. I thought this was a really cute little movie.
Yeah, I forget. I definitely looked it up. I forget where it was shot.
I know the beach scenes were in New Zealand.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't remember the other stuff, but the high school is gorgeous. I wish I went there.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it being like spectacular, but it didn't like bother me.
I was certainly like, there were some times when, they're running through the forest.
Yes.
Oh my God, those trees were beautiful.
They really were.
I wanted to go there.
We got to give a hand to
I want to go to there.
I want to go to there so bad. Alrighty, should we just like get in with the recap?
I think we should. So let's begin. How do we arrive at Avalon High, Pia?
Well, we get to Avalon High in an undisclosed location that we already don't know.
This is the truth.
It's the truth. We meet our main character, Allie Pennington. She is enrolling at Avalon High. She has just moved to this town with her two medieval King Arthur obsessed professor, teachers.
Her parents
are everything.
Are so silly. They actually killed me. They are hilarious, you guys.
They are some of my favorite parts. I love her dad especially.
Yeah.
He's a grounding force in this movie. And also, like, a really funny fucking guy. Yeah. I love him.
Allie is having lots of dreams about King Arthur, and she chalks it up to being, like, because her parents are so obsessed.
How do you feel about the dreams?
The dreams are really silly.
Yeah. I don't know why they're there. Other than, like, kind of foreshadowing, I guess.
It is supposed to be foreshadowing. But it's,
I don't know.
It's weird.
It's definitely weird, and I don't know if I love it.
I don't either.
Sorry.
But Allie learns, like, that her parents are finally not going to move her away from this school, and she gets to stick around at Avalon High until she graduates. She previously had been moving around a lot, I think.
Yeah.
I guess they couldn't keep a job.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Moving. They really didn't mention that.
Yeah.
But now they're, like, really set, and I don't know why they're exactly there. It seems like it has some tie to the legend, but they don't talk about it, which I feel like is strange.
Yeah, they do. They just mention it very, like, briefly in passing. They're like, this is a special place.
Yeah.
This is a special place.
Which I don't get. So Allie is very excited that she can stay in one place and she can finally try out for the track team because girl is a runner.
I cannot wait to talk about the running.
I have so much to say about the running. I forgot that she was a runner. And I myself am a runner. So I was like, I was dead.
Runner, track star? You're a runner, you're a track star?
I was, like, very much paying attention to her running. I think she got a stunt double for some of that running.
Are you serious?
Because she runs different, like, in certain...
Okay, we'll touch on this in a second, because I have lots of notes on it.
But running is how she meets her love interest.
Mr. Will. Played by
Greg
Sulkin! The love of my life, Greg Sulkin. Dreamy. The dreamiest man.
The dreamiest man with the best American accent.
Oh, it's so good!
Oh my god, I just want, like, spliced clips together of him just, like, trying his best not to be British.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so funny. He's, for some reason, the quarterback of the team.
He's, like, the it guy, like, if that's a thing. Like, he's hot, popular.
Golden retriever.
Like, A+ in all his classes. Like, he's just, like, a genuine good guy is kind of what you're supposed to take away about Will.
They give very, like, he's all-American. And you're like, look at this bitch. Does he look all-American? Like,
no,
not
he's
in any
British.
way.
He's definitely
so
British.
It's
so funny. But then, so Allie runs into Will on her first day of school. And then they're like, oh my god, you go here? I go here. Whoa. And Will introduces Allie to his two best friends, Lance and Jen. Look at that naming with the nice King Arthur legend.
Like, I have to give it to them because I do love it.
I love it so much.
I do love a retelling.
I eat it up.
I love it so much. I couldn't remember exactly all the different, like, switches of names.
Yeah.
And it just, like, every time I got
They're perfect.
I was like, ooh.
Lance is something on the football team. I don't understand football, but he, like, protects Greg. Not Greg. Will. Sorry, Greg's the actor. And Jen is Will's girlfriend. Jen is gorgeous.
She's really cute.
She is so pretty. Oh my god.
She gives, like, oh my gosh, what it's like Danielle Panabaker in Sky High.
Yeah.
Like, very, like, earthy.
Yeah, she's
vibes.
Giving mother.
But she's also giving, like, cheating. Like, I feel like the first scene, you already know what's going on.
Yeah, it's not good.
Like, you're just like, oh yeah, so, like, they're fucking.
It's bad. Yeah.
Like, so she is unfaithful. I also think it's funny, so, like, probably, like, this is where we're starting to meet all the different characters, like, the first day of school, because, like, everyone's there. But I also think it's really funny that the story, like, introduces these characters and, like, the situations in which they are in such a way that it's, like, making fun of the tropes of high school movies.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that. Like, I know you're saying, like, this is kind of bad, but
no,
like,
okay, I actually think the first two acts are great.
Okay,
the first two acts are so fun.
Oh, I'm interested to see.
The third act is where I think it falls apart a little.
Okay.
But
I can see that.
I actually think the first part is, like, especially the first part is really good.
Yeah. They make some really good, like, funny self-referential jokes of, like, making fun of that this is, like, a teen movie Miles getting like pushed up against the locker. He's just like ragging on this guy, and he's like, "You're a bad bully."
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, like he's like, I'm going to Yale. You're going to be in prison." Like,
yeah,
what do you
I
mean?
love him. Okay, Miles is one of my favorite characters.
Miles is my favorite character.
He's the best,
hands down,
for sure.
I called him
Miles
Lonely Boy in my notes.
Miles has my favorite quote, which I wrote down. Wait, we'll get to that
Oh my
at the
god!
end.
I hope I also wrote it down because I wrote some of his quotes down.
Okay,
too.
because I wrote something down, and we're going to talk about it later.
Oh, I can't.
But
wait.
Miles, speaking of Miles, is somebody Allie meets in her first class.
Yep, her only class.
He's the nerd.
nerd.
He's just
Yeah,
nerdy
he's just
and a little silly. And she also meets Marco, who is bullying Miles, and that's who Miles is like, "You're a bad bully." You know, Marco is also like tough guy. Like he looks like a tough guy.
He's like tough goth guy.
Yeah, all his friends wear leather jackets.
Yeah, but he's such empty threats. Like he's just not he's not scaring me.
No, he's like, "Give me your lunch money," kind of.
Yeah, and he's also Will's stepbrother.
Right.
Which, okay.
Yeah. We're like, all right, cool.
And so, in this class that everyone has together, because of course it's
obviously
convenient.
Yeah.
Miles and Allie are teamed up to do a team research paper.
Right.
Now, when was the last time you wrote a research paper with another person?
Never in my life.
I found it so weird.
Yeah,
they couldn't just say project. And they pick their subjects out of a hat.
No, it's not out of a hat.
Oh, I'm
it's
so
out
sorry.
Of a medieval knight helmet, which is hilarious.
You're actually
so funny.
Right. It's so cute. Mr. Moore is their teacher, and he is very into King Arthur, and basically that's what they're studying in history class.
Unspecified. We don't know.
Unspecified class. And Miles and Allie pick the topic of the Order of the Bear.
Now, what the heck is the Order of the Bear? Not
Please
even
tell me.
Allie knows. Oh my god, guys.
And she knows everything.
So she is lost. Something is up with Miles, guys. There's something strange about him.
He's getting migraines.
And he is like seeing weird things.
Kind of like Allie, though, which is like also goes unexplained.
Right. Miles can see the future, ?
That's a raven? Is that you?
Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, Allie, tie your shoes." And she's like, "My shoes are tied."
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. And then she has track tryouts after school. At track tryouts, she almost trips on her shoelace. And she's like, "Oh my god, that's what he was talking about."
Yeah.
So now we know something mystical is happening with Miles.
Yeah, it's a reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
And we're just growing to the big reveal, I guess, of later.
We are. Allie makes the track team. And I guess this is a good time to talk about Allie running a little bit.
Let's talk about Allie running because she is striking too hard on her heel.
The way she runs had me laughing.
I can't even describe, because this is not a visual podcast. I can't describe the movement of her arms.
Her arms, the way she pumps her arms. Oh my god.
But I think this is a good time for me to mention I love Britt Robertson.
Me too.
She is my favorite actress, actually.
Really? Oh my god.
Kind of.
What else have you seen her in?
And just everything she's been in.
Okay.
I've seen everything she's been in.
She was in something called
Tomorrowland.
Yes, I ate that up.
That movie.
I loved it.
Oh my god, we should do that.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
It's on the docket.
It's on the docket. And I was thinking about it because we're talking about crossovers, we're talking about everyone's kind of reusing the same cast, production team, all this stuff. Why was she not a Disney darling?
I don't know.
Why was she not in multiple DComs?
She was only in the one. What else was she in at that age?
She had The Secret Circle.
Uh-huh.
She had Life Unexpected. She had a couple of TV shows going.
Okay.
So maybe she was just busy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But these were shot in a month. There was not a lot going on here.
Yeah. She was in that
I just thought about it.
She was in a movie with Dylan O'Brien.
It's called The First Time.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie 10 times.
Good
it
for
is,
her,
one
honestly.
of my favorite movies.
I love that for them.
I love it. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Anywho, running, is that all we want to say about running? She has one running outfit. Also.
She's one.
That's
also, and she wears a funny hat while she runs, which
does.
makes me laugh.
Well, so it can fly away.
Yeah. And okay, also, there's this one moment where she's running where they play a song.
Battlefield!
Battlefield.
I wrote it down!
And I love it so much.
I said, holy shit, the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is great.
It's fucking
the
sick.
song at the end, too. I'll talk about that at the end. But,
yes.
All right, moving on from Allie running. Sorry, guys. Miles comes over to Allie's house literally the day they're assigned the project, which kills me. He just shows up unannounced. And he's like, "Let's do this." And they start flipping through all the books in Allie's house, and they're like, we can't find anything. So Allie's like, fine, we'll ask my parents. And they have this secret compartment where they're hiding this big, thick book about the Order of the Bear. And the Order of the Bear is basically a society of people that believes that King Arthur will be reincarnated one day.
Also, I have in my notes, and listen, don't make me feel silly stupid, but okay. Is the Order of the Bear real? Is that real? Is that something people think?
I thought it was real when I was a kid.
I did too, but also I just rewatched this movie and I was like, do people think that?
I don't know.
But also,
it's kind of cool though.
It's like
she's whispering.
Like, did that happen? Or is that like one of those like Trojan horse things where it's like we're not sure?
Maybe we should have done some research.
I don't know enough about it. This is my favorite King Arthur retelling.
Yeah.
Because I hate everything else.
Okay.
And I don't know.
I think the general
is no. That's valid. Because that's what I thought. But I was like, this is just convincing me.
I mean, yeah.
So, moving on to Act 2, I think.
This is about Act 2. One of the things that happens, like, we just kind of cut back and forth between them being in school and doing other stuff. And one of these times when we're at school, Allie spots Jen and Lance being all cuddly on the stairs.
She basically, like, interrupts every time they're together.
Yeah.
Like, it's a reoccurring thing, because the next thing I was gonna say was at the party.
Right.
Because Will throws himself a little party that's, like,
after a football game.
The most PG thing I've ever seen.
This whole movie is so, yeah.
And he's like, man, we're having a party, we got chips. And,
we got chips, guys!
Yeah. And, like, Allie's, like, trying to, like, find the bathroom, and then she just sees, like, Lance making out with Jen. Or, like, I don't think they're actually...
They're like,
never,
caressing each other.
Yeah. They're just, like, gazing longingly into each other's eyes and stuff. I don't think they kiss until, like, the end.
No.
But yeah, she just keeps walking in on them.
Yeah.
And this, like, prompts Jen to be like, yo, can you keep a secret? Because, like, Lance is my homie, and
and like love Will, but love Lance more. And you're like, you're crazy. And why are you? First of all, Jen and Lance are terrible at hiding this. Like, they're
so stupid
doing it in public.
They really are.
It's like, guys,
they're that one couple in high school that's just always up against the lockers.
And it's like, are you not cheating? Like, aren't you trying to keep this a secret?
Yeah.
I guess not, because they're being total fools about it. But this party, it's like, I don't know. Will invited Allie because they started to bond because they keep running into each other while they're running. Literally. And they're becoming friends. And Will tells Allie he wants to be the president of the United States.
Oh my God, I wrote that down. Shut up. Why does he want to be the president?
I don't know.
This man, okay, I'm sorry, but his character makes no sense.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I tried the whole movie. I was like, so who are you, Will?
Okay, I think that's something that got lost in translation between the book and the movie because they switched so much of it around.
Oh.
And I feel like we should touch on that.
Okay. We are thinking about doing a book club episode where we read some of the books that inspired some of these movies.
Because
thoughts.
That would be fun.
That's totally valid. I'm like, he wants to be the president of the United States, but like for what? Because he's likable?
I think that's...
Which I'm like is super true for presidents.
Because he's like a natural born leader. I feel like it's meant to add to the like King Arthur thing.
But like, man can't even take a sack. Like, he like, oh my God, he's so bad at football.
Yeah.
Who made this like fucking skinny ass bitch the QB?
I don't know.
Like, no. So I also was like, he gives gay vibes. He gives queer energy.
Queer.
I also thought that Miles and Allie would have been the enemies to lovers romance that we deserved.
Oh.
Because they don't really like each other at first, or at least Miles doesn't.
No.
Miles doesn't like Allie, and I just feel like they had more chemistry.
Yeah. And then Miles has this, like, random girl that, like, he keeps staring at the party and at the football game, and he's like, hey, and they don't ever talk. But they're just like, hey!
Oh my God, it's just like that one, you know how, like, they bring a love interest in Lemonade Mouth for the drummer? Like, really randomly? It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
She has, like, no lines. She's just like, hey, yo.
Yeah, and you're like, I don't like you.
You're like, who are you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But the football team is sort of starting to fall apart because Lance and Will... There's this trust thing breaking. Like, Will doesn't know it yet, but Lance is going behind Will's back, and things are just starting to fall apart. Everybody's distracted. It's going downhill from there. Finally, Allie's like, hey, Miles, you can see the future, and I know it. And he's like, Allie, you can't say that. That's bad. And then he's like, yeah,
That's bullying.
you're right. I guess I can see the future. But Miles had come to Allie's house because he saw the future and saw that they found a hidden page in the Order of the Bear book.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly.
And guess what? It has the exact date and time of what, well, not exact, but like they can figure it out.
Yeah.
Of when the prophesized return of King Arthur will be.
Right.
And guess what it is? It is on the day or the night, I guess, of the football playoffs.
The big game.
The big game.
And there's supposed to be a lunar eclipse / meteor shower at the same time. And it's supposed to be a big deal. And they're like, OMG, it's Will. Will is King Arthur.
Will is the chosen one.
Yeah. It's giving House of Anubis.
I thought it was giving High School Musical. Because it's on the same day of the playoffs.
Okay, real. Yeah. And Allie is like, Mom. She tells her parents about it.
Her mom's like, yeah, we been new.
Yeah.
Her mom is like so funny to me because she like so believes in the order. And then her dad is just like, this bitch is crazy. Yeah. Like, he's like, I love her. Like, I married her. But like, she's like kind of nuts. And I don't know why she believes this. And he is so fucking funny. Comedy king, skeptic god.
I love him. He's my fave. He's king.
Yes.
But Act 3, I think, is what we're moving into about now.
Yeah.
And things are starting to go really, really wrong for Will. He gets framed for cheating on a test. Which is so funny to me because the sticky note, like somebody puts a sticky note on the bottom of his shoe. How do you
don't know.
Right. And it's like,
I didn't even think about that.
Like all the test answers written on this sticky note. And like, couldn't you just tell if they were in his handwriting or not? And then the teacher's like, Will,
I wouldn't have done that.
How dare you? You know?
But they wouldn't have checked the handwriting.
That's
because like, he could have gotten it from someone else.
Right. But the teacher's like, how dare you? Yeah, Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, guys.
I love Mr. Moore.
He's so
I want Mr. Moore on the pod so bad.
Should we contact Mr. Moore? I would do that.
I forget. No, I did.
You did?
No, I literally did.
Okay.
I
guys,
was like, I loved you in Avalon High.
Yeah. We have a major Avalon High interview.
We do.
On the way.
Coming up.
Yeah.
We can say it now.
I think we can say it.
We can like sneak it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess. I don't know. He gets caught. It doesn't make exact sense.
It doesn't make sense, but then the football team starts making fun of him for cheating on the test, and it's all...
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I did this little compare and contrast when I was watching this of Marco, the bad boy brother, who, like, puts, like, fake bugs in the food at the party, which is, like, not even fucking scary.
I know, and then he, like, eats it.
And he, like, steps to everyone, but, like, doesn't go there.
Yeah.
Of him, and number 41 on the football team.
Yeah.
And number 41 on the Jesus Christ, on the football team is the one who, like, basically just, like, rags on Will. He's like, you fucking cheater. He's like, he just, like, throws so much shade. And I was like, he is a better villain.
Yeah.
Like, this like, it's not even, like, that it's, like, the actor or anything, but it's, like, this character is a better bully. Like, your bully is not good. Which I guess comes in later, because he's not really a bully.
All along, guys. No, no spoilers.
No
just
spoilers.
kidding. He
looks like that guy from Toy Story. You know, the kid
Marco
in Toy Story. Yeah.
Oh God, he does.
Yeah.
Have you seen The
Same
Flash?
haircut. Yes.
He's in The Flash.
Is he?
He plays. I think his name is Rory in The Flash. I can't remember. He's like a swamp guy.
I only watched the first 2 seasons.
Okay, he's in the 3rd or 4th season.
Oh damn.
Or the Arrow. It might not be The Flash. I can't remember. It's one of those.
I got too bored of that show.
Real. But I like him. I think he's cool.
So basically, they know or they think that Will is King Arthur, and they basically have figured out that Mordred, who is like the enemy of King Arthur in the legend, is Marco, because he's showing all the signs of classic bully energy.
Right. And the whole thing is that Mordred was Arthur's half-brother.
That's so true.
That's the big thing. It's like, oh my God, Marco is Will's half-brother, so like that must be it. You know, and Marco makes everybody's life living hell, basically.
Yeah, I guess.
And also, he threatens Allie not to tell Will about Jen and Lance.
And then he says to Allie, you don't know anything, and that was a big slay.
Yeah.
That was a big slay from him.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good line.
Yeah.
I liked it.
He's killing. Yeah.
The night of the big game. The lights are
On the field. Football, rah-rah.
Yeah, I've been to like 2 my high school football games. I don't really know.
I went to homecoming like once, but
yeah. So Will is driving on to the game, ready to like, this is like the make or break for him. Like this is like his college career.
It's defining moment, peak.
Yeah. And he sees Lance and Jen smooching in Lance's car, and he just yeets on out of there, drives away in a tizzy.
And he is upset, guys. He's really upset. And Allie follows him, which is silly. One of the things that happens in this moment, it like cuts to the team in the locker room.
Yeah.
And they're like, where's Will? Where's Will? And Lance is like, I don't know. And the coach is like, you don't get to talk, Lance, as if the coach knows.
I think everyone knows.
Except Will.
Yeah.
Which is terrible.
Will's an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
so
like
weird.
all the people around him also don't want to tell him.
Yeah.
But I feel like that makes sense because they're all like, we all have so much riding on this game, especially you. We don't want to like ruin his high. Because I think they say like, we're going to tell him after the game.
Yeah.
Question mark.
So
I think that's what they did.
He's good.
Or that's what they were thinking. But then obviously that got blown. So Allie follows him into the forest.
Where they run together.
And you know what? Britt Robertson in a spooky forest is my favorite genre.
I love her.
I love her in a spooky forest.
Yeah.
The Super Circle, one of my favorite shows.
Was there a book of that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I read that.
By the same author who wrote The Vampire Diaries.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
But okay, so Allie gets pushed down the hill by who?
Who? I don't know.
Because we're made to think it's Marco, but then we later find out that Marco isn't the villain all along, and it looks like Marco. It's obviously like a skinny little teenage boy in a hoodie.
It goes unexplained.
Yeah, it doesn't get explained.
She
at all.
Forgets she got pushed.
And she's got like a little cut on her. It's like crazy.
Yeah, no, I was also thinking that because especially like in the like big final like battle kind of scene, I'm like, when were you guys in the forest? Like when were either of you in the forest?
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Because then the only other like what would be really funny is if it was like Miles, because Miles pulls up after Allie gives the pep talk. So like, it would be kind of funny if he pushed her.
Yeah.
But like it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. Allie basically convinces Will to go back into play because he's
the best.
And the best. And she's like, you're King Arthur. And he's like, yeah, I'm just like King Arthur. And she's like, no! You're King Arthur!
He's not getting it,
He doesn't
dude.
get it. It's like God. Your cute jeans.
Your cute jeans.
My cute jeans?
No, your cute jeans.
Where? What? Yeah, it's like that.
I do that with my mom all the time.
It's so funny. But they all go back. And the weirdest thing about this is, to me, this whole movie, and this is like, this part is where it all is falling apart to me, is where...
I'm glad you can pinpoint it.
Yeah, is where Will, like, literally forgives Lance and Jen. And he's like, you guys, go be happy together. You deserve it. And I'm like, what?
I feel like that's in character, though.
I mean,
because
yes.
he is, like, such a pushover. And, like, such a, like... spineless little chocolatey Claire that I'm like
chocolatey Claire
that like I feel like that made sense to me, or at least it didn't bother me. I was like,
I just thought he made such a big deal of running away, and then he just comes back and he's fine, and
that's fair. That's
hugs
fair.
Lance and he's like, we're good,
he
bro.
Just needed a minute, maybe. Also, like Allie gives him this real like football like coach like pep talk that I feel like was really good, and I think he might have just also like had a few things click, be like, well, like, I was with Jen for, like, 3 years. Which, like, you're in high school, so, like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And also, like, there's this, like, hot new girl that's, like...
way cooler.
Giving me real good advice. Like, I can talk to her and shit? What do you mean? Yeah. And he was like, I feel like I always knew you. Like, that is how you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he did say that Jen and him hadn't been happy for a while.
Yeah.
But...
a dry spell.
Whatever. So they're, like, all moving on, whatever. And they're going out to play the game after halftime. Will's running down the bleachers. And then he's like, oh my God, forgot my helmet. Gotta run back.
So stupid.
And Allie and Miles are like, oh my God, not again. So he's going back to the locker room and they're chasing after him because they know that Mordred is going to try
to snatch him
and do something bad.
Which is like probably kill him. Because at this point they already know that like Mordred wants to ruin King Arthur's life by revealing that Lance and Gwen are together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting confused. But since he already figured that out, they're like, oh, he's literally just gonna, like, harm him physically.
Yeah.
So they go after him, and they find him, like, outside in this. Their town is so funny to me.
Yeah.
It looks like Wild Wild West. It's
I know.
so weird.
They find Marco just lying in, like, a pile of rubble.
Yeah.
And you're like, why?
Because he got pushed.
By who?
By whom?
And so then they go into the, like, theater, which is just a separate building. So
the
fun.
amount at which I love this theater, the amount I love this next scene, like, I actually fucking died. I was like, the fact that this is all set on a stage, that there are like, it is so meta, and it's, like,
it's really
to
fun.
Me. I love it so much.
It is really funny. So Allie and Miles rush in. They're like, Will, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, like, I'm good. He's chilling.
He's like, aces, dude.
But then we learn all along, it wasn't Marco that's Mordred. Drum roll. It's Mr. Moore.
And he does this. He reveals himself to be the villain in the best way. His line is, and I quote, "Ta-da, surprise ending." What the fuck? Like, who wrote this? I love it. Oh my god, I ate that.
Well, we know who wrote it. Our queen, who will be on the pod so soon. I can't wait.
I thought that was the best thing. I was like, that is so funny.
Yeah. Oh my god, some of this, oh gosh, this, like, the fight scene, it eats, guys. But it just keeps getting better. So they're, like, all along, they're, like, revealing who everybody is. Everybody, basically. We start learning who everybody corresponds with in the, like, Arthurian legend. Will is King Arthur. Miles is Merlin. Okay. Marco turns out to be somebody who's
like, is in the Order of the Bear. Like a protector of Arthur.
And then, plot twist, Allie picks up a toy prop sword to defend Will from Mr. Moore. And it turns into Excalibur.
I'm screaming. Like, I actually, like, this is the best part of the movie.
No,
like,
it's great.
It's my favorite thing in the entire world. Like, it is, like, feminism at its peak. Like, I don't know.
Like, okay, so the whole thing about how they know who King Arthur is that if any sword in the hands of King Arthur will turn into Excalibur.
Yes.
So they're like, oh my god, it was Allie all along. Obviously the girl whose name starts with an A, not Will, whose name starts with a W. Oh my god. So and so Allie's King Arthur all along, and Will is just some random freak that we don't actually know who he is.
Yeah, do we?
No.
Does he have a corresponding? Okay,
no.
So no. And then my other question was going to be, does the love triangle still work if he's not King Arthur?
No.
So it's like, why couldn't they just be happy together? Lance and Jen.
Yeah.
Because, like, should Allie not be dating Jen?
And should Will not be Lancelot? Like, it's a really confusing thing.
Yeah.
Because
where does Will, I think Will just, like, messes it up. Because, like, the whole thing is that he's, like, I mean, like, Marco's, like, the red herring. But, like, he's just kind of, like, supposed to, like, throw you off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know where he fits by the end of it.
Yeah.
And it confuses me. Because I'm, like, that's where I was, like, okay, I guess how you can see that this unravels. Because, like, I like how they all fit. But when, like, one of them doesn't, it doesn't make sense.
So this is a good time to talk about the book-movie differences, I think.
Oh, please do.
So I just did some research. Basically, in the book, there isn't this plot twist. Everybody who you think is the character is the character. So Mordred is Marco in the book. Miles doesn't exist in the book. Merlin is Mr. Moore in the book. Will is Arthur. Allie is the Lady of the Lake. So it's like... And that makes a lot more sense, if you ask me.
Oh, wait. Do they say Will is the Lady of the Lake, though? I think
they say Allie. Moore thinks Allie is the Lady of the Lake, but it turns out she's Arthur. But then maybe
Will is the Lady of the Lake.
They just never specify.
I like this so much better.
I like the idea of having Allie be Arthur. I just think that they didn't play the other characters the right way. Because they set up the entire legend that Will is the, like, how else would they have ruined Allie? Like, that wasn't going to ruin Allie, the Lance and Jen thing.
That's true.
Like, the whole thing was telling Will about Lance and Jen would ruin
But I
Arthur.
think it's just that everyone else also thought it was Will.
Right.
So it's like, well, Mordred couldn't have... If he thought this was Arthur, then he would be trying to ruin this person.
Right.
But if he thought it was Allie the whole time, then he would try to ruin Allie.
Yeah. It's really... It
gets
confusing.
a little complicated.
It gets pretty
You're
complicated.
so right. But I actually am kind of... I don't know. I am glad that
I love the girl
is this
power
way.
moment.
I love the girl power.
Yeah.
I like the twists. Like, I really like that. I think Mr. Moore is a great villain.
Mhm.
Not only is the actor, like, the best. Like, he is the best villain.
He's
and
giving, like Darth Vader a little bit.
he does. He's, like, kind of hot when he, like, comes around. Like, not gonna lie. Like, when they all put on their, like, fun, like, Arthurian, like, medieval costumes.
Oh, God, we gotta talk about that.
And, like, the eyeliner, like, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
But, like, and he's just, like, so much of a better villain than just, like, the evil stepbrother.
Yeah.
I just really like it.
Yeah, I agree. And, yeah, Marco in the book is supposed to be evil.
I just think that's boring.
Yeah, it is how it is in the book. Like, everything you think is going to happen happens.
Which is very Meg Cabot. That makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see her doing a lot of this.
No. And it's it's supposed to be like a kid's book, too,
Yeah.
you know?
So basically, they end with, like, this cute little, like,
but
like, is it a mirage battle?
No, because
like,
I think they
real?
would transport it.
Okay, I don't know what was going on
Because there was, like, a flashback.
That's the only thing I don't
yeah.
like. I don't like the, like, no offense to New Zealand, I don't like the, like, I don't know, I don't even know what to call them, because, like, they're in another world, like, are they in another time?
I don't know.
I don't know where we are in time and place,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, like, basically they're all in their cute little, like, medieval costumes and, like, having a battle, duking it out.
And it's really long.
It is really long. It doesn't, it's, like, kind of unnecessary looking.
Yeah.
And then they just, like, go back to, like, the school scene.
Okay, my favorite Miles line is in this scene. So
I don't think I have that.
No, I want to talk about it. So Miles is, like, standing on the cliffs while everybody is fighting, and he's in this, like, ridiculous robe because he's Merlin.
Yes.
And Mordred has this, like, the whole time Mr. Moore walks with this cane. And in the end, like, the cane turns into, like, a magical staff.
Yeah.
And in this, like, big battle scene in New Zealand, he's, like, using the staff to, like, swish everybody away with magic. And Allie's like, Miles, it's your staff. And Miles is like, oh yeah, I'm Merlin. I have magic. And then he says a spell. And the spell killed me. Like, I actually died.
Please tell me the spell. Do a dramatic reading.
I like the way he said it. I'm going to try and recreate it without,
because I can't remember
without
what it is.
cringing,
Okay,
like,
try.
really hard. He goes, to the owner of the staff return, the evil hand that holds it burn.
Why is that your favorite line?
I just died.
Okay.
The way he delivered it.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Go
and he looked like such a nerd. Like, he
I
looked like
love him.
such a little
Oh my
nerd
God.
in his
My
little hood.
nerd heart.
And it, like, flew into his hand. And I was like, oh my God, that was so camp. Like,
That's so funny.
I ate it up. I thought it was
I thought you were
so
gonna
funny.
say the line, which is, like, already passed, but he says socializing makes me dizzy. It's like, that's me, Miles.
Miles is a great character.
Miles has
though.
some good lines.
Yeah.
Wait, that's so funny that you didn't. Anyway.
I lost my mind. I actually thought it was so funny.
So they go back to normal, like, present day
Mhm.
high school theater drama department.
Yeah.
Wherever they are on the stage. And Mr. Moore, falls off the stage. They push him off the stage, I guess.
Into, like, I think it's the
To
trap
the pit?
door. Or the pit.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the pit. You're
I
right.
think it's the pit.
Yeah.
And, like, some, like, security guard comes by and is like, hey, you're not supposed to be here. And they're like, this guy, like, freaking attacked us.
Yeah.
And basically they get, like, Mr. Moore arrested because he's like, they started it, like, and he points to, like, the toy sword. And they're like, the fuck, this is a toy sword.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean it's Excalibur? And he's, like, just basically, like, they're like,
He
this
just
man
sounds
is
crazy.
off his rocker.
Yeah.
So he gets, like, taken away. And then we go back to the football game. There are 12 seconds left on the clock. I wrote this down. Oh my gosh. There are 12 seconds left on the clock. They put Will back in the game. They're like, we are losing out here, man. They're like, okay, we got this teamwork. We got to do the play. And he does a 12-second running touchdown. And I'm like, who are you? Like, Aaron fucking Rodgers? Like, who are you? Like, this
literally.
oh my God, it, like, made me kind of mad. Like, the football scenes here, I got really mad. Because they were, like, either, like, anticlimactic or just, like, what?
Or they would, like, turn
They
into
wouldn't
the
make
Knights.
any
It was so...
sense.
Like, the football team is supposed to be the Knights of the Round Table, and it kills me. It's so funny.
So funny.
Uh,
But Will wins the game, of course.
yeah, and then kisses Allie in the
I thought that was
end.
kind of cringe.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I don't care about their romance.
Yeah.
So
I like them as friends though. I thought all their bonding was cute. In the
Yeah, they've
woods.
got like a good like soul connection.
Yeah. But the last scene eats.
I hate the last scene. I feel like there's like very few things I hate more than the last scene.
The last scene is so funny. Oh my god. So, first of all, the song that's playing in this scene is perfect.
What is it?
It's called Destiny by this band named Play.
You're so right.
I don't actually know this band at all, but when I was a kid,
they have a song in Holiday in the Sun.
Okay,
I think.
yeah, and I was obsessed with this song when I was little, but this song, it's so good, and I just like, we need to add a clip of it.
Okay.
But there's all of them go to sit around this round table.
They're all dressed. Medieval garb.
In the medieval garb. Miles is in this like cape cloak thing.
I think you just love Miles.
Miles kills me. And he looks so silly. and then they all have swords. And they touch the swords together in the middle.
Except the women.
Yeah. Like Jen is there. Lance is there. Will is there. We still don't know what Will's role is. And they're all like playing the song. And then it's over. I like the retelling aspect of it. Yeah.
I like the retelling of it all. But I don't care about the like actually being in the story because it doesn't make sense to me.
Oh no, it doesn't. But I still think it's really funny.
It is funny though. So as for the lasting impact of this movie,
Okay.
I do want to tell you that this film premiered to 3.8 million viewers.
Wow.
3.8 million people sat down and turned on the Disney Channel, whether or not they had it on.
I was one of them.
I don't remember watching this when it premiered, but I did watch it.
Yeah.
And watched this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's a lot.
It is a lot of people.
You know, you don't get like good like estimates of like ratings and stuff like now, but like it's like very weird to see that many people were watching it. So what is your final review?
Is it
tragic or is it nostalgic?
That's a great question.
I already know what mine is. Do you need some time to think?
So I would say that the first act of this movie is nostalgic. I love the first act of this movie. But I might have to go with tragic just because I think that it really unravels in the end.
It's okay.
But I love the first act and a half. You know? Maybe the first 2 acts even. But the last one, I'm like, what's going on, guys? Like, just viewing it with a critical eye. I don't know. What do you think?
I would have to give this a nostalgic. I had so much fun watching. Like, I did not anticipate to like this as much as I did. And genuinely, when I say is my favorite Arthurian retelling, I've tried to read so many and watch so many, and I just don't care. I can't get myself to care. Everything pales in comparison to this movie. Yeah. I can't tell you why. But it's so fun. It's like girl boss vibes. Yeah. I really like the twist. Like, sure, like some of it doesn't make sense and some of it's a little silly. Mm-hmm. But like, it was just so fun to watch this, like on the train, and just like, I was like giggling a lot to myself. Yeah. And it was so fun. For sure. I gotta give it nostalgic. It was so good.
It was definitely a fun movie.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I won't.
I respect that. I respect a nostalgic on this one. I think I agree. I respect a nostalgic. But yeah, I think in conclusion, me and Pia should have done more research on what the heck the Arthurian legend actually was.
Yeah, did it happen? Let us know. If any of you are Arthurian scholars, let us know.
Help a girl out.
Help a squad out.
But that's it for today. Tune into our next episode for House of Anubis Part 2.
We will be watching and reviewing the second half of the first season.
We're absolutely thrilled.
So happy to be here. If you were in or involved in any way this movie, please let us know. Hit us up on our email.
We really want to talk. Like, we want to talk to you so bad.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Childhood Trash. You can follow us at Childhood Trash Pod on Instagram.
You can follow Pia at Pia La Placa.
You can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.